I'm Jay.
I'm Adrian.
And together we are
the Two Crazy Cat Ladies.
I'm going to cut you.
I think I just peed.
Buckle up. We're back in the closet.
Welcome to another episode of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. We are having too much fun backstage right now. So we are very excited because many of you guys know we just partnered with Lora Lee Medley of Moon Mojo Feline.
Hey, girl.
Who is here with us tonight to discuss more than what we just did. But this weekend we launched the most groundbreaking, amazing herbal playground for cats, the Feline Essential Gardens by Moon Mojo, which is a all organic herbal garden, as we call it, for your kitties.
Dried herbs. I have to give a shout out to the beautiful Julianne Hart, who originally pioneered this, that we all fell in love with. And then she was no longer able to offer them over from the UK. So years went by with us all in this desert of
what do we do?
Herbs, right? And there was a light bulb went on. If you guys missed the launch video,
go back
and watch it because it was just incredible kismet with Lora Lee and what you do, because you had sent us a gift and it just made a light bulb go off for Jay. Then we
for all of us. I was given the torch and I grabbed it and we all said, and I said, hey, are you on board? And we all said, yes, let's do this.
Let's do it.
So it's a beautiful partnership. We're very excited about that.
So
if you guys haven't gotten your cats an herb garden yet, go over to the website moonmojofeline.com or twocrazycatladies.com and get your herb garden now for your kitties, because you're gonna just see you're gonna see them light up in a totally different way. However, tonight we are very excited to give you more information and get more information about Lora Lee Medley herself and what she does, all of the woo-woo that she does, and how she's changing the world with energy and specifically the cat world. So thank you so much for joining us, Lora Lee.
Thank you, Lora Lee.
Thank you for having me. Yay. Get to tell everybody about the woo-woo.
Right. Well, let's go back a little bit because we've known you now for, are we going on 5 years?
So to 2019, I became a VIP member.
Wow. So we met you. Oh, wow. And our special guest who's our surprise guest. Same year. Wow.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Now, when we met you, you are an incredible human on so many levels. You are doing cat clinics. You do TNR. You do an amazing amount of work in the cat community already. You have a number of cats that you have rescued.
18.
18.
And
black.
And you are a high school English teacher.
High school English teacher. Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know how you find the energy. Hey, girls.
It's okay.
I don't know how you find the energy after a day with high schoolers to do all that you do for the cat community. And I feel like, well, let's talk about what I first remember, because you really, you're one of those people that listens to your intuition. You follow your purpose. You let you have endless energy for what you're passionate about. And I really admire that. Yeah. You are also, one of my first things I remember being so impressed about with you is that you're an incredible wordsmith. And I know that you're a high school English teacher,
which helps.
It goes hand in hand. Yeah.
Right. But it's still very impressive to read something these days that captivates you. So one of my most memorable memories of you was when you started the dedicated feline enthusiast.
Yes. That's how it all started.
What year was that?
That was 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so share with us.
Tell us how this whole journey got started.
So
tell us your journey.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's crazy how it all came about. So it actually started 4 years ago when Monty, one of my cats, who at age 4 was diagnosed with CKD. And I was like, how is this even possible? At the same time, Emmett was dealing with some health issues. So Because I am an English teacher and research comes second nature for me, I started researching holistic approaches to help them both. I have a really good friend who does Reiki on humans. And so she had been coming over and doing Reiki on Monty. And I was seeing such a huge improvement in him. And I was like, okay, instead of waiting for her to come and do it, why don't I study and get certified? So that was my first one. So I had that, and then didn't really like think I could do anything with that. So my sister was in college for web design, and she was like, "I'll make you a website. Do you want to do it on the Reiki?" And I was like, "No, I really can't. I don't see how that's going to be like anything I can do. But I can write." So she created the Dedicated Feline Enthusiast website for me. So I started blogging. So that went on for a good year and a half. But then that call to the woo-woo kept pulling me. And it started with Julianne Hart. I was following her, attending her lives and everything, started learning about cat chakras. And it was so weird because everything that I've learned about the woo-woo, I have always done on myself. Just never thought to do it on my cats.
Yes.
So I learned about cat chakras and what happens when there's energy blockages or stuck energy and how that can present itself in health and behavior issues. Then that led me to researching more. What can I do to help these cats, mainly my cats, with, blocked chakras? So then I went to herbalism, using herbs. Became certified in herbalism for animals. Then I discovered you can use crystals with your cats. Became certified in crystal energy for animals. And then finally topped it off about, a year and a half ago, I started a holistic cat practitioner animal communicator course. It was a very intense 7-month course. And finished that. And so now I'm a holistic cat practitioner, animal communicator. I work with cats. I connect with them on their unique vibrational frequency on a soul level. And I can help clear blockages, past trauma, any messages that they may have for their guardians, what's their purpose, And I get to use all of my woo-woo, my herbs and my crystals and my Reiki and my chakras, all of that with them. So
that's awesome. So tell me this. You said you've always done this with yourself too. How long, when were you as a human prior to your cats? When were you introduced, or do you even remember the moment where you were like, I need to start using crystals, or I need crystals in my house, or I need herbs or anything like that for you personally?
Well, so I was born and raised in Massachusetts, not far from Salem. So the woo-woo has always been a part of my life. Actively doing like crystals and like tarot cards and all of that, I was probably 19, 20.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always had crystals in my house. I always wear crystals. I mean, I drink herbal tea, I use essential oils. Never thought. And I should have, because, they always say, witches always have their cat familiars. I should have realized that there was a connection between the two, but never did make that connection.
Even after so many kitties have found you.
And black ones at that too. So,
the 18 are black. I love that so much. I think it's fascinating because I will still say that I feel like we're a little new to woo for our cats. And yet so much of we've been put into situations where it has really been extraordinary. Pam Roussel was our first
and what's
introduction.
Yeah, and what's funny is that we met Pam Roussel in 2019 too. This
my
is
God.
nuts. So
Yeah.
in 2019 was our like introduction to a same. Like we weren't like necessarily crystals and all the, you know, all the typical woo. We're from Tennessee. But
they don't do that.
but they don't do that there.
They don't do that very much here in North Carolina either.
Not in the Bible Belt.
No.
But we were very much into, we would call it our hoodly doodly is what we would call it, right?
Nice.
We did this hoodly doodly, and we actually physically, no joking, we saw our, like, we would heal each other in certain ailments that we would have. We literally
by using our hoodly doodly.
by using what we would call our hoodly doodly, but it was literally by using energy. We knew what it was. We'd read all the books. We were, you know, like, we were totally into that. We understood that on a human level. And it wasn't until meeting Pam Roussel from Perfectly Holistic that we were like, when she said, I do this for cats, and we were like,
that's not a thing.
That's weird, but I mean, like, it works for us. So
why would we?
I don't know why.
Pam actually helped me with Monty. Like, she was working with Monty, and I actually learned how to do muscle testing. I can do muscle testing. I learned how to do muscle testing through Pam. So yeah. But it's interesting that all of like 2019, what was going on?
It was pre-pandemic. It was pre-pandemic.
Right. Yeah.
It was the calm before the storm. It was the
apparently all of us enlightened ones needed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we got through the pandemic, right? But
all together.
Yeah.
I love that our special guest that's about to pop in right here. We also met in 2019, and I feel like, you know, it's been like the over the top thing that we've been excited about for so long, to launch these herb gardens with you. So excited about each one being hand packed by your beautiful self, and we're already starting to get our, you know, people sending us DMs with their babies and their herb gardens. But I really did want to expose people to just how much you do and how much woo you do.
Because you're more than just an herbalist.
More than just an herbalist. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's really exciting, I think, for people that are willing to look into it. For people, you know, we've been in natural health for cats for a long time. And I feel like, natural supplements for cats. People find us at the end of their proverbial rope. You know, they find us, you know, when they're really desperate. And I would love to introduce the possibility of this world that we're very excited to be a part of to people before it becomes, you know, the end of it.
And that's the thing, you know, a lot of times, because every cat has a purpose in our life, and there's different purposes. You know, we have the teachers, like Annie is a teacher. There she is. She's a teacher. We have the protector cats, like Zazzle is my protector. Friday is Jay's protector. You know, we have the joy bringers whose sole purpose in our life is just to bring us joy. And what's crazy is it was 8 months after Monty passed, and I was feeling so much guilt because of it, that I did a TNR, trap neuter return, at my school. And it was a mom and an older child, I guess. And then 2 little kittens. And I was just going to foster the kittens until they were ready to be adopted. And a black one and a gray one. And the black one, Lily, every now and then I would, like, out of the corner of my eye, I would see Monty. Like, I would, like, you know, I called her Monty a couple of times. And so we landed up keeping both of them. And Lily, I found out later on, Monty sent Lily. She's my joy bringer. Monty sent her because I needed joy back in my heart. So, you know, they all have purposes. And a lot of times once you find out what their purpose is, then things start chilling out.
Yes.
They start making sense.
Yes. Everything that they do, especially if you have a mirror cat. If you have a mirror cat, pay attention to what they're doing and where they're doing it, because they're trying to get you to look at yourself.
Oh, a mirror cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
What did you think she said?
a mirror cat. And I was like, I don't know what kind of cat that is.
Okay, without further, I thought we were going to discuss this. We're almost 15 minutes in, and we have a very special guest because this is someone that you guys already know and love. We just had a podcast with her recently. It's important, though, I think, for people to understand, like a real life experience working with you and what it's like and how it works. And so, without further ado, we would like to welcome back to the stage the one and only Erin Lydy, founder of MC3, foster mom to a particularly special cat right now.
Businesswoman extraordinaire.
You are a businesswoman extraordinaire.
Thank
And
you.
through.
What's that?
And a cat lover through and through.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
How are you?
Doing amazing. I am so excited to be here with you guys. This is so much fun.
We're excited to hear the story
this is an exceptional
because
story.
we actually haven't heard the whole story yet. So we've heard bits and pieces, but we're very excited to hear this this story. First of all, we had a question today to each other, and neither one of us knew the answer. So could you tell us how the two of you met?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, I just want to say I've known the name Lora Lee since 2019 when we both became VIPs, and she was very active in the group and would be part of the Friday night calls and all that. So I've known the name Lora Lee, and she's like this, this famous person out there. And then I make a last second decision to fly to CatCon in 2023 as a Mission Meow grant recipient, right?
That's right.
And that's where I meet Lora Lee.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. We
wow.
were there for that.
Yes.
Yep.
You were at the celebration dinner. Yes.
Yep. It was that Friday night. Yeah. Yep.
My God.
And it was like two lost souls
Yes.
finding each other. Yeah.
Yes. And it has been such an honor to watch Lora Lee's business just grow the way it has. And I get emotional thinking about it. I mean, I've been crying for her when the herb gardens show up, when the launch happened. I'm like tears and chills and all that. So it has been so much fun watching her journey. And so I first learned about what she does in 2023 at CatCon, and then fast forward to CatCon 2024, and she's has her communication license and all that. And so I quickly connected with her and got a communication package for our resident kitties. And that's when we started working together. It was right after CatCon of 2024 last year.
Mhm.
And so she started working with my resident kitties, and I have my fourth kitty to join was Elsa, and she was at a colony. She was one of our TNR kitties, but just had the sweetest demeanor. We ended up keeping her. And she kind of, as Lora Lee said, she kind of rocked the boat. She rocked the boat because we had three other kitties who were getting along really well, and Elsa rocked the boat. And she was hiding under a bed and didn't have a ton of confidence and was being bullied by one of our kitties. And so Lora Lee worked with all of them, learned about all of them and what their purpose is and like why they're here and why they're behaving the way they're behaving, and did a lot of shifting, energy shifting, and like the chakra cleansing and the blockages and all that. And Elsa became a totally different cat, like within a week or two, because she worked with her for maybe 3 or 4 sessions. And Elsa became a totally different cat. And she has so much more confidence. She doesn't spend as much time under the bed. She's out in Gen Pop with the rest of the kitties. And she like holds her own, like she has her own confidence and puts up her own little force shield. So the other kitties leave her alone. And I mean, we still have some chasing and all that going on, but she's just a lot more confident than she was. So
yeah,
that was,
I remember telling Elsa that she needed to find her roar. I gave her the image of like the Lion King when he's trying to learn his roar. I gave her that image, and I told her also, like you had said, to put a little bubble around her, that she could keep them away. And
Mhm.
She did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
It's been
all
amazing.
getting along well now.
Those
They're all
four are
in Gen Pop, as you say.
Yeah, but we're doing better. There's still work to do. So Lora Lee actually has a monthly membership program. So I'm joining her monthly membership program. So we can work. She can work with them on a monthly basis. So yeah, it's because
Awesome.
I want them more connection, and like I want to know what messages do they have for me. What can I do? How can I improve? And sometimes they give you messages that you don't want to hear, but
yeah, we
the whole mirror, like if some Grace is my mirror, and so she's being a bit of a stinker. She won't totally open up to Lora Lee, and she's my mirror, and that's a direct reflection of me because I'm not one to open up to people. So yeah.
yeah, get it. Totally.
Yep.
All right, so tell me more. There's more because there's a special soul, and I want to hear the whole story.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Poppy. Yeah, Poppy was trapped at one of our trapping locations and went to the clinic to get fixed, and we were told he was too sick to get fixed. He was too weak. He had mycoplasma, anemia, lots of things. There he is.
Yes.
Yeah. So Poppy had to get better, and I worked with Dr. Katie's because I'm in Dr. Katie Woodley's program. So worked with her and Lora Lee, and from Dr. Katie learned to feed him turkey because turkey feeds helps heal anemia. So he's been on raw turkey and freeze-dried turkey and all that. And Lora Lee suggested the beef hearts and all that. And then some color therapy. She said he needs turquoise. So you'll see him laying on a turquoise blanket. And of course, recently gave him some herbs. So he got better. He went back to the vet to get fixed. They did a whole panel of blood work and found out everything was fine. His mycoplasma was healing. His anemia was gone. His values were great. So that was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks of healing. So then Lora Lee's been connecting with him on a fairly regular basis and giving me messages and what he needs and all that. So he's had a pretty traumatic life. And so she's working with, helping him through that and to be patient. But what's funny, and I'll have Lora Lee expand on this, but what's funny is he called me a cheater.
what?
Poppy?
Poppy called her. So so they made a soul contract before this incarnation. They made a soul contract. And Poppy is not supposed to stay with Erin. Erin is just a step in his journey. But for her, his purpose for her is a teacher and a mirror. Okay. Now, he told me in a connection that because I'm asking him questions and everything, like, what does Erin need to know and everything? And he was like, she was a cheater because she was using me to get the answers from him, that she needed to learn these lessons herself. I couldn't give her shortcuts. So yeah, that was pretty funny. He's got some sass to him.
Wow. Look at him though. Look at him in this picture. He looks like he's and those tiny little paws.
So kind of bring us through the journey. So this was in May.
Yes, mid-May. Mid-May is when I started working with him.
And was he having behavioral issues?
He was a hot mess. Poor Poppy was a hot mess. But when I connected to him, he had such the sweetest soul. Like, he was just so sweet. It's just so much had happened to him. He had so much trauma, and it was all just like clinging to him. And so the first thing that I did with him was I worked with him to get him healthy, because he was not fixed. And I knew that once we got that testosterone out, it would be easier to work with him. So we did a lot of energy healing with him. I did a lot of, because he had anemia, I did this visualization technique where I like visualized good iron going through his bloodstream. And so we got him healthy enough to have a surgery. What was funny was I connected with him after his neuter surgery just to see how he was doing. And he was so loopy. And he kept telling me, I'm a handsome boy. I'm a handsome kitty. And I'm like, okay, yes, you are. But how are you feeling? Are you feeling okay? I feel good. I'm a handsome boy. But what was funny was, apparently at the time I was connecting with him, they were in the office and the vet was telling him that.
Oh my God.
So he was just repeating what he was hearing. So that was the first with Poppy. But then Poppy has some behavior issues. He still has some. But like the picture of him and Erin.
Yes.
When Erin sent me that picture, I literally cried. It was just, I was like, because I like to call him Jekyll and Hyde. He was very Jekyll and Hyde. His fight or flight survival instincts were strong with him. So he would go from being super sweet and loving to like lashing out at her. And she was like, I don't know. What in the world? But it was just, he was like, just so distrusting of humans, even though, and it was funny, he was so torn because he knew he had this soul contract with Erin. He told me it. He also knew that she meant him no harm and that he was where he was supposed to be right now. But that instinct and that like PTSD almost was really like wreaking havoc on him. So I worked a lot clearing energy and removing, and he showed me some of the things that happened to him before Erin got him, but he didn't want to dwell on the past. He also just like gave me like little like glimpses. Like I saw some little humans chasing him. I saw a man kicking at him. I saw him being locked in a dumpster overnight, so it was a lot of trauma that he was holding on to. So we used my energy healing and crystals and herbs and color therapy. Color therapy has been a big thing with Poppy because it's been so easy to use with him. So
wow.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch, to think where we were to where we are now, and just observing his behavior. And he was such a boy cat, and behaving like a boy cat, and that has since diminished. He's now making sweet biscuits. He was like a super aggressive, very loud meower and very intense biscuit maker, and now he purrs and makes soft biscuits. And so it's been really neat to watch the transition. And May, June, July, like 2-3 months, and we've seen such amazing progress. But Poppy's available for adoption.
If there's
anybody watching.
Well, and what's also interesting is, so one of Erin's cats, Graham, who I told Erin today, I don't understand how I can have so much love for a cat that I have not met physically. Because the amount of love that I have for Graham is just like immense. But it's because Graham's a joy bringer. And anytime I connect with joy bringers, I'm just like
overwhelmed.
Oh, goodness. But Graham started like going down the stairs, which he never, ever does, started going down the stairs to where Poppy's room is. And he was very interested. And I remember there was also one session that Graham kind of like showed up for, like he popped in because, and it was the session where Poppy was telling me about like what happened in like his past. And Graham was like, I need to lighten the mood here because this has the possibility to be like really dark and kind of intense. So that was really cool. Then I connected with them on the 4th to like prepare them for the big booms and, you know, all of that. And so I just brought Erin's like OG 4, resident 4, and I brought Poppy in at the same time. And it was funny because the 4 went off to one side and Poppy was kind of standing off by himself over here. But Graham was on the side closest to Poppy. And Graham kept scooching closer. And he'd look at Poppy and he'd go, hey, friend. Hey, new friend. And I was like, oh, Graham, I'm telling you, I just love him so much. So the other cats, like Graham especially, have been like helpful with Poppy's journey.
That is
Wow.
just extraordinary. I think it's underestimated how much energy work can help our cats. You know, like I remember the first time that we had, you guys know our Pooh Bear. Many of you guys listening may know or remember our Pooh Bear. He was such a new experience for us. And not a very affectionate cat, was one of those, you know.
That's a very nice way of putting it. He was not a very affectionate, but you need like overcoat and gloves to pet
Right.
him. Yeah.
But we did, you know, over time, we were working with the behaviors at that time. And over time, we were able to let him into Gen Pop, where we didn't think that he was going to kill one of other cats because he was a big boy. And it was around that time that we were working with Pam. And when you said that changes that you saw with Elsa, we remember, you know, with Pam, it was all very new to us.
Yeah.
And so she said, I can just do some muscle testing with him and some energy clearing. And we were like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go
And so
ahead.
it sent her like information, a picture of him, you know, all the, do your woo woo. And I'll never forget, it was a Thursday night.
It was a Thursday night.
And we were laying in bed and Pooh Bear jumped up on Jay's side of the bed. It's a platform bed. Jumped up on her side of the bed, which was kind of like, uh-oh.
Is my face okay?
Right.
I'm gonna get attacked.
And then he came up onto the bed and laid down and let her pet him. And we were like, what is going on?
And we
Is
had
he okay?
completely
Like, we
forgot
were-
about Pam doing
Right.
this work with him. Like, and like we didn't even correlate it. We were just like, oh my God, this is really cool. This is really cool. Don't move too fast.
I think
Don't
it
move
was
at
Monday.
all.
I think it was Monday before we reconnected with Pam. And she was like, so I was able to do blah, 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 and this and that, and hoodly doodly woo woo, yeah, yeah. And we were like, okay, yeah, but when did you do it?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, it was Thursday evening.
We were like,
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Wow. Okay. We believe.
Yeah.
We believe.
It's amazing. And it's because our cats are so energetic anyways. They respond to this. Like we have always that, okay, did that really happen because of this? It could be. We're trying to figure like logically why something happened. The cats don't. They're like, thank you. They know. And so they respond to it, which on the flip side, they respond just as well to negative energy. So you got to check your own energy because your cats will like, you know, absorb it, react to it.
Yeah.
So it just forces us to be mindful.
Erin, that's a follow-up question for you then. While you were working with Poppy, because I know well the feeling of, you know, kind of the Jekyll and Hyde kitty where it's like, oh, I think we're starting to get along. And then it's like, oh yeah, you just ripped my arm open. what was your process like with this? I mean, when you think about like energy, fear is one of those most overwhelming things. Even if you
Right.
talk yourself into like you'll still be jumpy. You know what I mean? What was your how did you handle your energy during this?
Yeah, no, excellent question. And Lora Lee and I worked a lot on that as well. So Poppy was a biter. He bit me a few times really good. He's still nipping. Like it's been a long time since he broke skin, but he still just kind of does that, like just puts his mouth on your arm. Hasn't broken skin, thank goodness. But then it's time for me to leave the room, and the only way I can actually get out of the room and close the doors if I give him a churu treat. So that I'm teaching him, you bite me, you get a churu treat. So Lora Lee was like, don't do it right away. It's like, it's okay to give him a churu treat, but don't do it so quickly. So I had to like prepare myself. Like I had to like do my little deep breathing and meditation and calm myself, because I knew my fear and anxiety was rubbing off on him. And if you know me, that picture, that's a tense picture of me, right? I don't look calm in that picture. So yeah.
No, I can tell you're not. You're like, is he going to attack my face? Is he going to attack?
Yeah.
Are you gonna fight me?
A little stiffened. Yeah, right.
So in times like this, I would say, you're going to be a nice boy and I'm going to be gentle and everything's going to be okay. And so I like soft voice and deep breathing and like try to just have a feeling of gratitude and calm. And you have to very consciously do that to shift it. So that's what I would do. And I still do that now. And like, I'll go spend time with him and I'll just sit on the floor and I'll let him come to me, and I let him kind of own what we do, whether he wants pets or not. And so and so, he's giving me my lesson in patience and learning and, relaxing and yeah.
That's a hard thing. That's a hard
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, especially for poor Erin, because when I sent her all of that, she was like, seriously? Really? Okay.
I just want the answers. Just tell me what to do. Don't make me figure it out.
I mean, you're such a rapid fire. You do so much. I mean, we really do stand in awe of all
How
that
many
you do
hats you wear.
and how many hats you wear and how well you wear all those hats.
Thank you.
So I feel like it's, to kind of be privy to this journey with Poppy is fascinating, because it really strips away all the you can't just show up as this person. Cats see right through that all the time. So you can't just, like this one. This is Jay's mirror, Friday. So it's a fascinating journey when I still say that I feel like we're new to this, but it is a fascinating broadening of perspective. When I think my advice to anyone who's curious about it or that understands the power of energy in their own life with humans, understands the power of prayer.
I was going to say, you can use it in so many words.
Like
prayer is one.
Linguistics you're familiar with or comfortable with. When you recognize that our cats, and I think pets in general, animals in general, live in such a elevated energy field. It's incredible. The stuff I learned about pigeons, girls. I mean, I'm fascinated by these birds. I'm fascinated by all animals. And I feel like we somehow, one way or another, Lora Lee, I love that you use the word soul contract, these beings that come into our life that we share our home with, our everyday with, our every moments with, there is purpose to that. And there's meaning to that. And when you kind of allow yourself to explore what that may be beyond our own understanding, take what resonates, because it can really change. It can change everything.
Yeah, you'll look at your cats differently. Like Emmett, Emmett's had health issues since he was a year old. And he's 7 now. And I mean, so for 6 years, I've been like working to keep this cat healthy, and like it was insane. And then found out he is my teacher. And all of the lessons that I have been learning from him about his different conditions, because first we thought he had FIP, then there was this mass in his GI tract that we just knew was cancer. He didn't have FIP. It wasn't cancer. Then a heart murmur turned into a heart condition. Then that caused him to have asthma. I mean, it's just been one thing after another. But he told me that everything that he's going through is for me to learn and how to help cats in the future. And wouldn't you know it, like literally, it was probably a week after we discovered, like diagnosed him with asthma, I got a client and one of her cats has asthma. And I'm like, I have never like had a cat with asthma before. Nobody close to me has ever had a cat with asthma before. But now I'm working with a cat that has asthma also.
Wow.
So
They are-
sometimes I look at Emmett and I'm like, can we just lay off of the lessons for a little bit?
Give me a break. Come on. Can I get a spring break or something?
Yeah. Not even a summer break. Just give me a spring break. Just give me
Right?
1 week.
Our
Yeah.
cats teaching us lessons is something that really resonates with all of us in the community. I feel like all of us know that our cats you
Are
know,
our best teachers.
they are our best teachers, and in whatever way that we
Choose to listen.
right
the
or
lessons.
learn, I think it's fascinating. I think that's why it's one of the reasons why we want to do this podcast. I feel like there's a lot of people that are just kind of chomping at the bit, curious about what's available. And I think, Lora Lee, what you do, it's one thing, God bless you, to use your
Certification.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Talent.
Knowledge. Yeah, to think herb gardens. And I think I'm so excited to do that, especially knowing how much joy they brought and how enriching they are and how healing they can be for them mentally, emotionally, physically. It's to watch that happen with the power of self-selection, incredible. But exposing people to what you do, all of what you do, I think is important for people that are curious, because
it should make everyone love the herb gardens even more, right? Because you're someone who is that in tune, and you've studied it, you've dedicated your life to it, and you are all in. You're not like the half-asser, like
No, I don't do anything. That's why I have all of those certifications, because I was like, if I'm gonna research about it and read about it, then I'm gonna like learn it. I am going to like get it. And so, yeah. And it's funny because I'm actually like human, like degree. I'm only 2 classes away from a bachelor's in psychology. But that would have required me to go to summer school. And I was just like, yeah, I don't need it. I got what I need to be able to teach. It's all good. Little did I know that working with cats, the psychology was going to help with working with their garden.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not sure how I became a human therapist, but okay, that's what I do now. All right. So, yeah.
It's beautiful though. And it's so important, right? Like, I mean, it's a huge part. I say that all the time. Like, we work with cats. No, we actually work with humans, right? We work with humans who work with their cats, right? Yeah. We just help them better understand how they can better help their cats, right? And I love all the things that you do. I love all the things that you offer. The link is in the description here. If you guys want to reach out to Lora Lee, ask more about what she does or how she
monthly membership. I don't know how I didn't realize.
So the monthly membership are for like past clients, people that I've already worked with. And so it's because it's kind of a selfish thing for me, because connecting with these cats as many times as I do when their guardians purchase the sessions, I become close to these cats. Like I'm like, they're part of my clouder. So, you know, I don't want to not connect with them anymore because like not being able to connect with Graham. And I know that Erin would have no problem if I decided to, you know, have a chit chat with Graham just to, you know, catch up and see how things are going. But, you know, it's that connection with them. So the monthly membership allows them to, they get, so they every third month they get a deep dive, and then the other months it's just like a quick check-in, just to, you know, hey, things going okay, anything, you know, anything major I need to clear or anything like that. But then on the, you know, third month, then I do like a really good deep dive and resolve any issues that may be happening. So
I
see,
love it.
Right before we wrap up, couple comments. USMC 2146 said making a compress with grated organic carrots and a warm washcloth pulls out any infection due to cat bites. No antibiotics needed. I wish I would have done that about 26 years ago.
Right.
I know.
My arm to a cat bite. And Marilyn is in the house. Marilyn, I love you so much. She said, Lora Lee, I was out of the room for a minute, came back to hear your comment about a cat with asthma. My husband's cat, W.O., has asthma. So, hey, a fellow VIP-er.
Yep, fellow VIP-er.
You guys know where to find each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We can chat on Friday, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do the Zoom. Marilyn, this Friday's Zoom.
Yeah, this Friday is the VIP Zoom. Join. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. So thank you, girls, so much for joining us. Thank you for everything that you do, both of you, for sharing the stories and for helping other cats and helping other cat parents help their cats. You both are such jewels. We are so excited to see you in a week and a half.
Yes.
At the same booth together at CatCon. Booth number 615. We will all be there. Just having
there, man. I'm telling you,
it's gonna be.
I'm really like, I'm so excited, but I don't think CatCon's prepared for like all of us plus Sally
at the same booth.
In the same booth. Like I don't think
it's gonna be. It's gonna be quite nuts and very exciting. But yeah, we're going to be, our hearts are open. Our minds are open. We are here for everyone. So if you guys are coming to CatCon, come to our booth, come by, get a hug, ask your questions. We will do everything. All of us will do anything that we can to help your kitties thrive and live the best lives possible.
And if there happens to be a home for Poppy in LA, I'll bring them.
Did you hear that?
No.
So we have Ohio, Vegas, North Carolina, LA. So if anybody is interested in Poppy in any of those areas, we'll travel.
Yep.
Oh my God, Poppy!
Wow, Poppy, you're
and for everyone who's watching
popular.
For everyone who's watching live, this is the sweet boy.
Yes. Oh my goodness, so precious.
Oh, babe, I wonder what his forever home is gonna be like.
Right,
Lora Lee, maybe you should ask him.
He's kind of giving me a clue.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that off camera. We love you guys so much.
I want to know.
For those of you asking if we'll be there for the first day, yes, we will be there the whole weekend at booth number 615, 615. We will be there the whole weekend. We are speaking on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And then on Sunday morning at 11 a.m., we are hosting hugs and hellos at our booth. So come by, grab your hug, grab your hello, ask your questions, and
come hug these awesome ladies too.
Come hug. We're all giving out free hugs for the weekend.
All of us, just so you guys know.
Yeah. Even me, who's not necessarily like a huge hugger,
she's really good
I will
at
hug.
it.
I will hug all weekend. So come join us. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Lora Lee, Erin, thank you so much.
Yes,
we love you. Give
and we
Poppy
will see
an
you
extra
guys.
smooch for us.
We will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.